Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. It was beautiful, nice to get outside. So I miss you guys and I miss our Monday morning pre-math talks where we talk about what we did over the weekend and how much fun we had. But trying to think, I got out and of course rode my horse this weekend and did a lot of walking and some yard work and some barn work and, all kinds of fun spring things. So I hope you were able to get out and enjoy some things outside. It certainly is nice to have a great weekend. So this is the math lesson for Monday, May 4th. So we have 3 weeks of school left, actual new instruction left. So we got this, we can do this. And you are going to love today's lesson. It is super simple, and it's just reviewing shapes, recognizing them, and you get to practice drawing, I think, 2 different shapes. So this should be fun. Excuse me, it should be easy, it should be fast, and then you can, when you finish this, make sure you get to work on your iReady minutes. Remember, try to do 15 to 20 minutes a day so that you keep up and don't fall behind during the week. So I have page 701, and on the back I have page 702. So if you don't have that in front of you, go ahead and grab that, and you can grab a pencil as well so you can get started. So what they're basically looking at is different shapes. So let's talk about shapes. We've talked about already 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional shapes. Do you remember the difference? That's right, 2-dimensional shapes are flat, like my paper, it's flat. 3-dimensional shapes are solid and have volume. So when we're looking at 2-dimensional shapes, our 2-dimensional shapes have sides, and they also have angles. Our 3-dimensional shapes have edges, they have faces, they have sides. So a little bit of difference there. Remember, the faces are the flat part of the 3-dimensional shape. The edges are where 2 of the faces come together and they create that straight line. And then we also had a vertex where 3 edges come together and make that point. And 2-dimensional shapes also have a vertex too. So if we look at a triangle, it has 3 sides and 3 vertices and 3 angles. We learned that. If we look at a square, it has 4 sides, 4 vertices, and 4 angles. So that's kind of cool when we're dealing with 2-dimensional shapes, that the sides, angles, and vertices are all exactly the same. It does change though when we get to 3-dimensional shapes. So we're just going to kind of take a look at, this one's calling Practice Recognizing and Drawing Shapes. And let's talk about real quick for a review what a quadrilateral is. Quad is the word to remember. Quad means 4. Okay, so a quadrilateral is any shape that has 4 sides. So you could make up a shape, you could use a square, you could use a rectangle, you could use a parallelogram, a trapezoid, a rhombus. Any of those shapes are also called quadrilaterals. So a square is a square and a quadrilateral. A trapezoid is a trapezoid and a quadrilateral. So just some things to keep in mind. So they're going to ask you about different shapes, and if you're not exactly sure of what each shape looks like, you can Google them and it will come up with a bunch of different shapes for you. So number 1 says choose true or false for each statement. It says all hexagons have 5 angles. Well, think about a hexagon. Okay, we are dealing with 2-dimensional shapes, and I already reviewed that 2-dimensional shapes have the same sides, angles, and vertices. So picture in your mind a hexagon. Does it have 5 angles? If it has 5 angles, that would mean it had 5 sides and 5 vertices because it's a 2-dimensional shape. So true or false? All squares have 4 vertices. So think about your squares, how many sides, how many angles, how many vertices, true or false. All triangles have 3 equal sides. that means every side, every length is exactly the same size in all triangles. So think about the different triangles that you see or that you could draw. Are all sides exactly the same length? All three sides. Think about that. And then it says all hexagons have more sides than triangles have. So true or false? Hexagons have more sides than triangles. Number 2. Which shape has fewer sides, that means less sides, than a quadrilateral? Circle the correct answer, so only one. Pentagon, hexagon, triangle, or square. Okay, so you circle, or you fill in the circle next to the one that you know has less sides than a quadrilateral. And then at the bottom, it leaves you, you have a short answer question. It says, Nina chose letter D, a square. How did Nina get her answer? That's kind of tricky. Remember the question was, which shape has fewer sides than a quadrilateral? Circle the answer. She said a square. Why did she say a square? Think about that. I want you to write me a sentence or two kind of describing why she would say a square. Go ahead and press pause so you can finish that up, and when you're ready, I'm going to turn mine over. When you're ready, you can go ahead and press play again. Number 3 says draw a flat shape that has 6 sides. Write the name of the shape. You may use the dots to help show your work. So 6 sides. These dots are there to just help you make your sides straight. So use the dots to draw those sides. This one you're drawing a flat shape with 6 sides, and then over to the side here, just tell me the name of the 6-sided shape. Number 4, you're going to draw a flat shape that has 5 vertices. Remember what we know. If a shape has 5 vertices, it means it has 5 angles, which means it has 5 sides. So you're going to draw a shape with 5 sides, angles, vertices here, and then write the name of it. And then number 5, which of the following are true? So maybe 1 is true, maybe 2, maybe all of them. So you're going to fill in the circle next to the statement that is true. A triangle never has equal sides. B, a quadrilateral has 6 angles. If that's true, fill it in. A pentagon has 5 vertices. If that's true, fill in the circle. A hexagon has 6 sides. If that's true, fill in the circle. A cube always has faces that are the same size. Now, a cube, remember, is a 3-dimensional shape, okay? And it's similar. The faces of a cube are squares. So think about that and tell me if it's true, a cube always has faces that are the same, then you need to fill that in. Okay, and that's today's lesson. If you have questions, make sure you have your parents reach out to me on Seesaw or Remind, and we can set up a time to talk about where your problems are, or if you just want to talk, we can set up a meeting time on Zoom and we can just chat. So let me know how you're doing, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.